Then there is those competitive races in the United States Senate. It's essentially a 50-50 deal now, but what would it be after November? We talked to Senator Josh Hawley, the Missouri Republican, who's quite confident he can hang on to his seat, even though he's been going out of his way to talk about things his challenger has been saying. Take a look.
I've got an opponent who wants to get rid of all gas and diesel in our economy, Neil. So you talk about destroying this country, destroying the lives of working people. Just do that. Take away gas and diesel, take away their trucks, put farmers out of work. That's what Kamala wants to do, too. I mean, these people have really gotten to be nuts, and I think we've got to expose that.
All right, as regular viewers of the show know, we always hear from both sides. The same applies to a market. We'll talk to a bull, we'll talk to a bear, we'll talk to Republicans, we'll talk to Democrats. That's the only way we conduct business here. No one cares what my opinion is, nor should you or they, but they definitely care for the newsmakers who should be known and their views expressed, like my next guest, the Democratic challenger to Senator Josh Hawley, Lucas Kunce, kind enough to join us right now. Colonel, very good to have you. What did you make of what the senator was just saying? You want to get rid of all that stuff, all those fossil fuels.
Oh, I mean, that's ridiculous. You know, this is the type of thing that people who are worried say. And so for me, you know, I've been endorsed by the auto workers who make the Ford F-150 right here in Missouri. It's important for me, just as it is important for Donald Trump, to put America first in the next generation of manufacturing and energy. And so, you know, for me, that's something I learned at the Pentagon. I was a Marine for a long time. I actually extended for a year to work in the Trump administration for the Undersecretary of Defense for Research and Engineering. And what I want to do is make sure that we control our energy future and that China doesn't control it. And so I think that means investing in a lot of things. I think it means investing in nuclear, hydrogen, and other technologies. And, you know, I've never said I'm going to outlaw or ban anything. That just, you know, that's kind of like one of those things that politicians like to say when they're worried.
So you're all in on all energy sources. You are not interested in taking away traditional gas and diesel in your state or anywhere else?
Oh, man, I mean, I've got a Chevy Traverse in my driveway, and that's how I get around. It's just, I want us to beat China in the next generation of everything, right? I don't want them to have power. That was our biggest worry when I was serving at the Pentagon, was that China was going to take advanced technology, beat us, and that all of our allies and everyone around the globe, including us, would have to rely on them for our energy future, the same way that we relied for a long time on the Saudis and the way you've seen the Europeans rely on Russia. It's just, it's not good for America. America needs to be first in everything, and we need to make sure that we put America first.
Do you think we're in the energy pickle we're in because of how things started out with Joe Biden, Colonel, and by cutting back on fracking, cutting back on traditional sources of energy and emphasizing these newer energies, that really led to what we're dealing with right now?
So I'm a Marine. I served in Iraq and Afghanistan. You know, I led a police training team in Iraq. And the real pickle we're in right now when it comes to energy is the fact that we did wars for oil, right? We lit $6.4 trillion on fire in wars for oil in the Middle East for multinational corporations who don't care about us. Like, at the same time we were doing that, the Exxon CEO specifically said, I'm not an American company, and I don't make decisions based on what's good for America, right? And so for me, it's just, I think we need to broaden the aperture. We need to look at everything, and we need to compete with China. We have been offshoring our manufacturing.
I'm sorry, sir. I might not have been clear in my question. Do you think that, in retrospect, it was a mistake how the Biden administration came into this with its views and cutting back on a local domestic energy production, the anti-fracking view? A lot of that's changed. We hear a lot of different things now from Kamala Harris on that very subject. What about you?
I think our biggest mistake is that we haven't been invested in the next generation of energy, hydrogen, nuclear, and everything else, while China has made those investments. I think our biggest mistake is that we've offshored manufacturing, so we don't even have the manpower and the resources to make stuff here anymore, and we're going to be relying on China for the future on that. And we have to do everything we can to invest in energy production here in America, especially the future.
Got it. Colonel, very good having you. Thank you, as well as your service to this country. Much appreciated.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.